Hey, it's Mr. Cleek here with your November advising video. I'm not out in the courtyard today. It was a beautiful sunny day and it was lunchtime, so there were a lot of cool kids out there and I got scared, so I ran inside. But I'm here in my office to tell you about the end of this semester and getting set up for the spring semester. Right now we're doing advising appointments. Currently we're working through juniors. If you're an 11th grader and you have not set an appointment, then you'll need to do that through the link that was sent out for Microsoft Bookings. You can set up a time and a date to meet with your advisor either in person or virtually on Microsoft Teams. If for any reason you have issues with that link for Microsoft Bookings, you can contact Mrs. Phelps and she will help you set up that advising. After juniors, we'll next do sophomores, 10th graders. Your window will be from November 16th to December 4th. If you are a 9th grader or a 12th grader and you have not set up an advising appointment, please do so as soon as possible. We need to get a schedule for spring set for you. And if you're a senior in particular, we need to make sure we go over everything you need to know for graduation so that you can celebrate in May of 2021. Again, same process. You'll want to use that link for Microsoft Bookings. And if you have any issues with that, you can also contact Mrs. Phelps and she will help you out. The last 5 weeks are here, and we all know that it's been a strange semester, an interesting semester. In some ways, it's been a really incredible semester for us in the advising department to see how much growth has occurred. We've worked with a lot of students in the last few weeks, meeting one-on-one, seeing how their semester is going, and just a lot of creativity in this time. There's been students who found ways to adapt by creating a learning space within their home. And it doesn't have to be a large space. Sometimes they've kind of turned their backpack into an office, and really had all their supplies there. They found ways to set a schedule for themselves and make sure that they were doing specific classes at specific times. They've used the resources around them and advocated for themselves by communicating with their instructors, setting up study groups, even things like meeting with Mrs. Jordan at the SI studio to really go in and reinforce some of those math skills, for example. We've seen so much of that, and it's just been so impressive because we know that this is a difficult way to learn for many of you, and yet you're not just calling it good. You're pushing forward and being successful, and really exceeding expectations. We also know, on the other hand, that there's been students who have struggled a lot with this format. And for many of you, when you open up the grade book and look at your grades, you see grades that are lower than any grades that you've ever had. For some of you, when you open up those assignments and you even think about, hey, I kind of want to get caught up, and you start taking a look at it, you realize there's a lot of missing work and it seems daunting and overwhelming. I would really encourage you, and we in the advising department would encourage you, to stop looking at the whole picture of that semester, because when you look at that whole semester and all of those grades that maybe aren't as good as you would like them to be, or that you don't feel like that they're your best effort, that's overwhelming. And in those instances, it's easy to tune out and say, I'll just start next semester, I'll just start in the spring. But 5 weeks is a lot of time. And that means there's still time to be successful in classes, and there's a chance to be more successful than you might think. First of all, know that instructors will work with you. Sometimes we have students who feel like, "Oh, I haven't even logged in 2 or 3 weeks. There's no way." Your instructors want to hear from you, and if you'll contact them and reach out with an honest communication, I think you'll be surprised at how willing they are to work with you. Take a look at the syllabi that you have for each class. Many classes are backloaded, and what I mean by that is there's a lot of points in the last 5 weeks. There's bigger projects, there's final exams, things that can really boost your grade and get you to a successful passing letter grade. Take a look at those missing assignments. You may be correct. It may be absolutely impossible to make up every single one of them, but some assignments have more impact than others. And if you see assignments that are more point heavy than other ones, focus and prioritize on those. I really think that if you take a look and look at what's salvageable, you'll see the opportunity to gain one class or to gain two classes or three, or maybe you might even look at it and say, you know what, I'm here in 5 weeks and I'm within striking distance of every single one of my courses if I just put in the time and the effort here to really go back and make up some of the things that I can and do my best on the projects that I have coming up. When you look back 2 or 3 years, the credits that you gain in the next 5 weeks will make a difference. They'll make a difference in when you graduate. They'll make a difference in the core subjects that you need to take. They'll make a difference when you're off campus. But more importantly, you'll have gained something that I think is crucial, and that's a recognition that even when things don't go according to plan and when we don't necessarily have a reflection of everything that we're capable of, sometimes we can gather the strength to do our best and make the most of what we have and gain something. All right, have a great November. If you have any questions, please reach out to your advisor.